Hey you babies, what's happening? Yorkshire back up in your grills with some bullshit to discuss as always. Hey man, I got two things going on today. Number one, I got an entry into Uncommon Pallor's fucking 13 for 300 contest. I'm actually kind of trying to get out of doing contest shit. Kind of prefer to just blaze my own path and talk about whatever the fuck I want. But Uncommon Mike is a special homie of the channel, and my very first video was a response to his fucking last contest, which was probably like a year and a half ago. So it's a little bit of an anniversary for me, from fucking Uncommon Pallor contest to Uncommon Pallor contest. So I got to do this one. He's calling this shit 13 for 300. He got 300 subscribers. Really, homie should have way more than 300 subscribers. If any of you turkeys ain't checked him out, he's one of my top go-to channels, man. Good taste in punk and hardcore and metal shit, as well as some other shit once in a while. And he'll pull some shit that you probably never heard of before that you need to check out. Bunch of fools on here talking about shit everybody already knows about, man. Mike will turn you on to some hot shit. Uncommon Pallor, check it out! Anyway, he's got like 13 or so questions. And I'm about to fucking blast off on him. Number one, show a cover with a mammal on it. Done. Concrete socks. Your turn next. Man, I flashed this real quick a video or two ago. I've been chatting a little bit on the emails with Johnny, the drummer from this band, who found me through this channel, which is super cool to get to talk to him. He also sang in Heresy. That's some real shit. Anyway, this record came out in 1986 on COR Records, a.k.a. Children of the Revolution Records. Fucking dark, crusty, thrashy, UK hardcore punk rock shit. Got some bonus mammals on the back there. These guys start to push towards crossover a little bit at times, but still firmly rooted in the hardcore punk rock camp. Hot shit, concrete socks. Number two, show a cover with food on it. Find a repute omelet. They are stuck in an omelet. They will be eaten. I don't know what the fuck is going on with this ill repute omelet, really. Looks like a fucking little mushroom maybe in there. Gross. And what the fuck is this? I don't know. It's like dripping out some... Maybe it's like ill repute blood dripping out of there, yeah. I don't know. I love omelets, man. What a great breakfast. But that's neither here nor there. This is some nardcore shit, right? You get down with a nardcore. Oxnard, California. Hardcore punk. 1985, Mystic Records. This album is like a collection of a bunch of shit from them. Check out the back, yeah. It's a bunch of tunes off of comp tracks. One or two tunes off the regular releases. Fucking Mystic, right? It's great California hardcore punk. Hey, if you never fucked around with ill repute before, I recommend this one first. What happens next? But this shit don't got no food on it, so it must disappear. This one's good too. Question 3. Show him somebody with an exceptionally terrible hairstyle, excluding myself. And for this one, I've selected my homie, Brian Eno. Here's that haircut, right? Like fucking super short bangs, then flopping out mullet on the back, kinda, yeah. Up here you get a colorized version, kind of obscured by the leaves. And it's real big on the back, man. I don't know. I guess I just have a problem with short bang long hairs. It's fucking weird looking. But really, if Eno didn't look weird back then, I would have felt ripped off. Of course he's fucking weird looking. Have you listened to this shit? What a great record, man. Here come the Warm Jets Island Records out of the UK, right? This is a 1974 pressing of the 1973 album. Damn near perfect record, really. Kind of like a experimental, weirdo, 70s rock kind of shit. Eno, of course, came out of Roxy Music. This is his first solo album after splitting from Roxy Music, and really, it's probably the one I go back to the most by Eno. Great record. Bad haircut. All right, for question 4, he has given us options. You may show either a single-sided record, a test pressing, or a picture disc. I choose all. Look at this fucking thing. Toe tag, throat to scrote. Ouch! Dang, you get down with toe tag? This right here is a single-sided record. You see, man, on one side it plays the music. And on the other side, you got the fucking pretty rad etching of the cover artwork. Don't try to play the edge side. It sounds like shit. But the side with music on it is fucking killer. Toe tag. You know about toe tag? Hey, you know about Toe Tag? Toe Tag only has one of my favorite singers ever in the whole world, ever. Fucking Blaine from The Accused and the Farts, yeah. It's also got fucking Alex Maggot Brain from The Accused. This band pretty much became Accused AD, who's geeking around now doing some Accused kind of shit. I think Steve, the bass player, was doing the Accused shit too. Anywho, possibly the same band. I would say Toe Tag's a little bit more into the punky hardcore side of that sound, whereas the Accused go more into the crossover thrashy side of that sound. Two sides of an amazing corn. But either way, you got Blaine's fucking throat on this shit. Some of the sickest vocals ever. I'll buy anything Blaine sings on. Anything. Look at that thing. Look at that. Fucking number 152 out of 350. Throat to scrote. Dig it. So that shit's single-sided, yeah. I don't really collect test pressings, man. That's not my thing. Like, if I fucking bought, like, one test pressing, then I would just be like, I must now have every test pressing, and I would fucking have to sell my house and my body and my kids, and I just can't do any of that. So, I don't collect that kind of shit. But I do fucking make my own records. So I have some test pressings hanging around. This is maybe the specialist of them all. The test pressing for my very first record I ever put out. This came out like weeks after I graduated high school. At least I think so, man. I'm running into like issues with memories or with like misprints, right? On Discogs it said this fucking came out in 1999, but I'm pretty sure it's 1998. But then I checked on the fucking insert and it says 99. But I feel like that is a misprint because I remember when this fucking came out, it was our first fucking tour. And we were waiting for the goddamn record to get there, and it had to get shipped special to Ohio where we were. And anyway, I think that's a typo. I think it's 98, but I don't know, whatever. Anyway, this is what a test pressing looks like usually, at least in the 90s. Just regular ass labels. We never filled in the blanks. This is what the regular release looks like, not test press. There's little Yorkshire over there on So Fucking What Records. Right? Anyway, this is what I was doing in high school. Our biggest influences at the time for this shit was like the early Discord shit, Minor Threat, Teen Idols, SOA, etc. And mixing that with kind of like the fucking East Coast spiky-haired drunk buck kind of shit that was going on at the time, like fucking Blank 77, Showcase Showdown, Casualties kind of shit. First test press is special though. It's special. Special. And a picture disc. What about a picture disc? I got a picture disc for you. How about this bad baby? Fucking Poison Ivy with a machine gun and a bikini. Are you kidding? So boom. The Cramps, Bikini Girls with Machine Guns. B-side is Jackyard Back Off. This was pressed up in the UK in 1990. Would be going along with the Stay Sick album. B-side exclusive to this release, I think. At least it was at the time. And unlike many picture discs, this was nice enough to come with like a little fucking sleeve-ish kind of thing. Pretty groovy. And if you couldn't tell by the picture, this is some dirty, sleazy rock and roll shit. Fucking dig it. Moving on. He's asked to see a damaged sleeve. Why you want to see my damaged sleeve, man? Why you want to air out my dirty laundry, bro? I obviously try to avoid damaged sleeves. If I see a fucking common cheapo record that I want, but the sleeve's fucked, I'll just pass on it and find a better copy another time. But when you find some fucking hard to find shit and the cover's fucked, then maybe you grab a fucking shitty cover. Such is the case with this wonderful single by Fresh Color. Fresh Color came out of Switzerland, throwing this at the world in 1978. You got no chance. And the source. Right on Periphery Perfume Records, yeah? Oh yeah. This is like great 70s punk rock shit, man. Pretty sure the B-side of this was on one of the actual Killed by Death comps. On the A-side, the singer's Dieter Meyer, who put out a couple cool singles after this as well. Now, by the 80s, Fresh Color had kind of switched their direction into something far suckier. But this shit rules. And possibly one of the greatest mustache punk album covers of all time. Speaking of mustache punks, if you're interested in learning more about Fresh Color and its single, I do have an Instagram page called Mustache Punks. I haven't fucking done anything on it in like months, or possibly longer than months. And I do need to get back because there's many more mustaches to be honored. But I do have a little fucking write-up and some pictures about this fucking band anyway on there. If you're interested. Anyway, like I said, this fucking cover is pretty fucked. You can't tell so bad just looking at it like this, right? You get a little closer, you can see it's got like the fucking ring wear going on there, some staining and crumpling and shit like that. But if you look closer, you can see my fucking finger right through the goddamn ring wear. It has moved from ring wear to ring hole. And now look at the back, is just all fucking eaten up. It's a big shitty rip. I so sad. But because the cover was all fucked up, I got this like for super cheap. And it's a tough one to find. And the record's nice. So I happy. Up next, he's asked for a cover with a weapon on it. I selected this one by A.m.D. Peterson's Army. Blad ser mer verkeliktad parfum. Blad ser mer verkeliktad... Fuck. Blad ser mer verkeliktad parfum, huh? I don't know, man. Fuck. Anyway, you can see homie on the cover there. He's got a knife and he's just like digging into his fucking finger. Pretty gnarly. Which is also what he's wearing the shirt of. I always love it when they do that on covers like that one Pile Driver record. The kid's wearing the shirt of what's happening to him at the exact moment. I don't know how they get these shirts. But anyway, yeah, fucking digging into his finger with a weapon. Why would he do that? This band came out of Denmark, but this record is the US pressing. Havoc Records, 2002. These guys play like fucking fast, pissed off, 80s styled hardcore, man. Really one of my favorite records of this genre from back in the early 2000s. These guys kind of fucking nailed it. And they've provided a multitude of fucking inserts, which is always nice. And this dude seems to look constipated when he sings, which is also a bonus. Good record, check it out. Alright, for his 7th question, he's once again giving us options. This time to show some of the fucking weird-sized records, yeah? He wants to see a 5-inch, a 6-inch, an 8-inch, a 9-inch, or a 10-inch. And once again, I choose them all. Look at this little pirate. This is a 5-inch Joey Ramone Merry Christmas, I Don't Want to Fight Tonight single. Single-sided as well. Yeah. This is my only 5-inch record. And it's a beauty. This was included as part of this Joey Ramone box. This came out on one of the record store days in fucking 2012. Limited to 500 copies. Comes with the CD for his fucking latest album at the time. A DVD. The booklet. And of course this lovely 5-inch, which they advertised as a playable Christmas ornament. And even included a little hanger for it to put it on your tree. But what kind of savage puts a lovely, perfectly good Joey Ramone record on the tree? Not this one. So anyway, that's a 5-inch. 6 inches, I got this fucking thing. It is Los Gusanos, split with Youth Gone Mad. 1994 musical tragedy records out of Germany. This label did this fucking series of these like 6-inch saw cut fucking records. Back then, I got a couple of them, and here's one of them. There's a Ramones New York Dolls one. I got a Sonny Vincent one. Who's that? It's with like Jimmy Page or something. I don't know. There's a whole series of these. If you're not familiar with the bands, Los Gusanos is a band CJ Ramone was doing, kind of as a side project on his downtime when the Ramones weren't doing shit. Like, the Ramones were still an active band at the time. They hadn't fucking packed it in yet, but they were getting close to it. And this is a heavier, rockier, slower fucking thing, you know. Definitely CJ trying to do something a little different than what he was doing with the Ramones. It's good shit. I always like CJ's stuff. Youth Gone Mad were like a early 80s California band, put out the fucking classic and legendary tune Okie Dogs. That fucking rules. And they moved to New York at some point and continued on. Male and female trading off vocals. This is the Nirvana stomp. This logo apparently was designed by Dee, or it was his idea or some shit. Dee Ramone, yeah. Lots of Ramones connections here. This song is nowhere near as good as Okie Dog, but it ain't bad. 6 inches. Skipping over 7 inches and moving on to 8 inches. Here's one. Read that for me, why don't ya? This is Shonen Knife. I believe they call this release Yama no At-chan or something like that. It's 1984 on Zero Records out of Japan. 8 glorious inches. Boop, bop, 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 boop, boop, boop. I'm rather fond of Shonen Knife generally. And this is a sweet, endearing record. This is like early Shonen Knife. It's kind of like primitive, bouncy, cutesy, fucking Japanese, all-girl, indie, poppy punk shit. This is definitely a little weirder and more indie than the later pop punk sound they kind of moved into. It has a little bit of that, but it's just like weirder. A little more amateur, a little less distortion, but no less good. In fact, the second song on here, Cycling is Fun, I first heard that on the Flip Side Vinyl Fanzine comp number 3, Cycling is Fun, which they recorded again later in the 90s. But this 84 version of Cycling is Fun is fucking unbeatable. And it's got like flying jelly attack and shit. I want to eat jelly, 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 jelly beans. You write a better song about jelly beans. Just try. I bet you can't. 8 inches. Next is my failure. I have 9 inches. Bummer. Moving on to 10 inches. I got a bunch of those. And here's the one I picked for today. The Tokyos. The Tokyos put this out of San Diego, California on Dusty Roads Records in 1979 on shiny red vinyl, no less. What a package. The Tokyos play kind of dumb, kind of awesome, basic ass 70s teen punk, right? Dig that shit. I'm pretty sure that label Rave Up Records did a comp LP of these guys. And their obscure punk nuggets or lost American punk shit series, right? I like the Tokyos. Yeah, fucking Daddy Says I Should Be Rich. CIA, you're so silly. It's some punk rock shit. I feel bad not having a 9 inch, so I'm gonna show a bonus. What about an 11 inch? Fucking why the hell you gonna make an 11 inch? I don't know. We just did it. Okay. This is the Amorphous Black Winter Day. Came out on Relapse in 96. Probably the last thing Amorphous put out that I would give any shits about. So these tunes all come from the Tales from a Thousand Lakes fucking period, which was fucking awesome. They fucking lost me fast after that shit, but I really dig this period of Amorphous. It's like doomy, melodic, Finnish death metal with big fucking folky vibes. Anyways, I get the feeling these are extras from the Tales from the Thousand Lakes sessions. I'm not certain of that. That's just what I think. Black Winter Day definitely was on that album. Then you got Folk of the North, Moon and Sun, and Moon and Sun Part 2. And then fucking very weirdly, the fucking death metal version of Light My Fire by The Doors for some reason, which is just fucking weird, but somehow I don't hate it. But their own shit on here is pretty sick. And a real groovy cover. Amorphous. 11 inches of them. Okay, where are we? Question 8, he wants to see a cover with a vehicle on it, but no cars and no motorcycles. Fine. Do you accept submarines? Submarines shooting torpedoes by the torpedoes at the Heartbreakers. Look at the fucking... This fucking one cracks me up every time, right? If this doesn't seem funny to you, then I'll explain it. Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers put out an album named Damn the Torpedoes. The Torpedoes couldn't believe the indignity. Furiously, they set about recording Damn the Heartbreakers. That'll teach them fuckers. And look at these gentlemen. They're not fucking around. They're seriously ready to go. Ready to go. Man, I seen this at the record store. I had no fucking clue what it was. I was like, that shit's pretty funny looking. It's from 1984. Then I looked up the Discogs thing and it said they were a punk band. Didn't have any sound samples on the YouTubes or anything, but that was all I needed. These fellas making some punk rock in 1984, I'm in. Turns out they're an Illinois band. Record label is 8090 Records. And this is like some decent fucking mid-80s punk rock shit. Leans to hardcore at some points, other times not so much. Not great, not shitty, which to me is all good. With a big old insert. Question 9, he wants to see a misleading album cover, right? Where the fucking artwork maybe it does not represent the sounds you hear. I picked the fucking 10 inch for this one. The Broken Bones Seeing Through My Eyes 10 inch. If you know about Broken Bones, you know this is not their normal artwork style. If you flip it over, it's like, hey, okay, yeah, that looks like the Broken Bones I know. You see this? I was like, who the fuck is that? Like, I recognized the song title. I recognized Broken Bones. I was like, surely this is a different Broken Bones. But then you turn it over and you say, nope, that's my boys. Like, this skull guy is what Broken Bones sounds like. These haircuts are what Broken Bones sounds like. This cover artwork is not what Broken Bones sounds like. This fucking power trio era of Broken Bones, pretty groovy. Produced by Colin from Conflict, right? If you don't know Broken Bones. Bones from fucking Discharge on guitar. Adi, who also played in Conflict on bass and vocals. Fucking excellent UK hardcore punk shit. Kind of in the GBHG or maybe like the punks who listen to a lot of Motorhead vein, you know? Which is so fucking far up my alley. Shit rules. Question 10, he's requested to see a weird pairing of bands or artists performing, collaborating together, which made me think of this record. This is the fucking Beat Happening and Screaming Trees collaboration record. 1988 Homestead Records. I mean, in some ways, listening to the two separate bands, it's like a fucking weird mix. But they mix fairly well on this. And if you think about where they both came from and like how big the indie and alternative scenes back in these years were, it's not that insane. But like I said, they're never two bands I would hear like the fucking Beat Happening record and hear the fucking Screaming Trees record and be like, yo, those two should totally get together. So kind of a weird mix, right? Because Beat Happening is like some fucking weirdo lo-fi indie pop kind of shit, whereas Screaming Trees are more like a fucking hard-edged 80s psychedelic group, you know, kind of a proto-grunge kind of thing going on for them in 88. And to make it even weirder, why the fuck is it on Homestead Records, right? Because I don't think either of these bands ever put anything else out on Homestead Records, and Beat Happening had like their own record label, K Records. It's a fucking weird album to me. But it is like a true collaboration. It's not like fucking one side of Screaming Trees and one side of Beat Happening. It's like they made all the fucking tunes together and performed them as a mixed bands, you know? So it's kind of neat. I wouldn't fucking mind if more bands did that kind of shit. Anyway, it's an interesting little record. He also mentioned if you didn't have any fucking weird pairings that you could think of in your collection just to like make up what would be weird or something. And I was like, I want to still play that game. And one thing that came to my mind is like every time I listen to this fucking album, Twilight of the Gods by Bathory, I always think in my head, it's like, man, what if Dio was the singer on this album? If Ronnie James Dio was the vocalist on Twilight of the Gods, no amount of dimensions could hold the epicness within. But that's not really a weird combination, that would just be radical. So for a weird combo that I would be down to see, I'd like to get the fucking Red Sylvine, the King of Trucker Music collab with the Wu-Tang Clan. Somebody out there make me a fucking mashup of this shit, because I'm down. And that would be sick. Alright, question 11, he wants to see an album cover with a crime being committed. I don't think I've thrown any Canadian shit in yet, and Uncommon Mike is our representative from the north, so I'd best show at least one Canadian album. How about Exciter's Violence and Force? This appears to be criminal behavior from what I can tell, breaking and entering, I'd say. He should also likely be ticketed for holding the knife like that. I don't even know how the hell you hold it like that, but it's fucking dumb looking. It's like no way to wield a blade, Exciter hand guy. But I'll forgive Exciter for that, considering this is totally fun, ripping speed metal, blasting out of Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. 1984, Megaforce Records, yeah. You still with me, babies? There's more to discuss. Question 12, he wants to see a band local to my area. Either an older band or a current band. I've chosen this release from 1989, The Vermin from Venus with Sex on Planet X. Pretty groovy. This came out on Stench Records. And I don't know that anything else ever came out on Stench Records. Let's deal with that. Here we have young Derek Wells on vocals and guitar. Derek, a.k.a. Dirk Vermin, is still fucking cruising around through our town, man. There's a 7-inch before this one, also under The Vermin from Venus. Eventually, they just shortened the name to The Vermin and put out a bunch of shit under that name. Currently, he's fucking still going with a band called Mondo Vermin.
Carrying on the legacy of Las Vegas punk rock.
But this is a cool late 80s punk record. Say it's kind of got an early 80s California punk influence. Somewhere along the line of Adolescence, TSOL, that kind of shit. Right up my alley. Worth checking out. And like I said, he's still playing with Mondo Vermin. My band plays some shows with them sometimes. Some other cool local bands happening on the scene right now that plays with my group Suburban Resistance, fucking Lean 13, God Patrol, Soldiers of Destructions. I told you about Soldiers of Destruction before. We got a show with Sciatics this weekend. Lots of good shit out there. dig into it. Alright, his last question number 13. He wants to see a record where one or more of the musicians is dead. And sadly, a huge amount of the records behind me have dead people playing on them. Fucking bummer. But I grabbed this one. It's an album I just got not too long ago that I don't think I showed you yet. This is King B. King B was a cool band from Portland, Oregon. They put out like one single in 1978 or so. This LP just came out like last year, I think, and it collects that single with a ton of previously unreleased shit, which is awesome. They dug all this shit up. Some of it's live, some of it's not. Fucking recording quality varies a little bit depending on the source, but it's all highly listenable and it's all fucking good shit. If you don't know about King B, you might know about this dude, fucking Fred Cole, who's unfortunately the guy I thought of that's no longer with us. Fred passed away in 2017. Rest in peace, man. Fred fucking Cole, a true rock and roll soul. You might know Fred from fucking the Weeds and the Lollipop Shop in the 60s. Fucking Dead Moon, right? Dead fucking Moon. Pierced Arrows, The Rats, King B, tons and tons of fucking great records this dude made. Very distinctive vocals, fucking top-notch songwriter, American rock and roll. And a garagey, like 60s influenced rock and roll, but really Fred developed his own fucking style. And it's real cool they were able to put this LP together. Strangely enough, the drummer on this one was Tootie Cole's brother, right? Tootie, Fred's wife. I can see a little family resemblance there. 100% very worth getting if you're a Dead Moon, Fred Cole kind of dude. And if you haven't checked him out, I recommend it. Boom, so that's the contest entry to Uncommon Pallor's fucking thing. Cheers to you, Mike. Fucking sub him up, that channel's great. But I'm gonna keep going for a minute, right? I got a bonus round of fucking Hickoids insanity, right? A couple nights ago, the Hickoids swung through town, so I had to go check them out. And it was fucking glorious. So I'm gonna give you a fucking bonus segment on the end here. Pickups from the Hickoids. If you don't know the Hickoids, they're fucking Austin, Texas rock and roll legends. They've been doing the Hickoid shit since like the mid-80s. Often generalized under the umbrella of cowpunk, which at times is a perfect term for them. But at other times, man, on top of the country and punk, they'll throw some blues at you. They'll throw some rock and roll at you. They'll throw some Stones and some Stooges and some fucking ZZ Top and some fucking like meat puppets and some fucking 13th floor elevators. That good shit. Great band. They're super cool live, man. I'm pretty sure if I get my video done sometime soon, they're still on tour for at least the rest of the fucking weekend in California. If you're anywhere in the area, check them out. They're fucking fun as shit live and killer fucking band. The singer is a wild and fucking hilarious frontman to watch. And I mean that in the best way. He fucking goes back to like the early 80s fucking punk scene out there, man, with fucking Bang Gang and the Smart Dads. He's got a lot of cool fucking records behind him. But also, the Hickoids feature one of our YouTube brethren, fucking Tom Tresnovic from the Bun Cum Shinola channel, man. If you haven't fucking checked out his channel, it's another one you gotta check out, man. He's fucking methodically going through every single Ramones song from A to Z, right? And kind of fucking digging into it and dissecting it and fucking reviewing them and shit. It's a good fucking series. It's got other cool videos on fucking Iggy and Pistols, man. He's got a real fucking sweet video on Johnny Shines. You should check out the Johnny Shines video, man. That's some interesting and wonderful shit. Anyway, it was super fucking cool to meet Tom. Me and him had talked like a little bit on the Facebooks and shit, but it was awesome to meet him in person. Super cool, dude. All them Hickoids were cool, man. Fucking Jeff and Cody and all you guys, that was fucking rad. Meet you dudes. Cheers. So anyway, with the Hickoids in town, how could I resist buying some new records? So I'll show you the quick fucking Hickoids haul, yeah. Strangely enough, we were just talking about 8 inches, and this doesn't happen all the time, that I found a fucking 8-inch. The Hickoids are touring the country with 8 inches right now. Only 57 of them, though, so get on that shit. I think you can fucking find it on, like, Bandcamp or just fucking, you know, use the internet. Figure it out. You might be able to order that shit still. But there's only a couple, so if you're interested, this is Almost Nearly Nancy. It's a lathe cut. And this tune kind of shows off their fucking Stonesy rock and roll kind of side. Great track. I also grabbed this one, The Out of Towners. This came out in 2016 on Sauce Tex Records. All these records came out on that same label. Look at saucetex.com. Check it out, motherfucker. Dig the groovy cover art. We got 6 cover tunes on this one, all kind of given varying degrees of the Hickoid treatment. Not a Loser in the bunch, man. Dude, fucking Rocky Erickson, the fucking Dicks, dude, Willie Nelson, Doug Sam, Out of Towners. Tom was telling me this is the last one that the late great Davy Jones played on, man. Rest in peace to Davy as well. Another fucking Texas music institution gone too soon. We talked about one of Davy's bands on a previous episode, the fucking Ideals, with the incredible fucking poor man ZZ's Top 7-inch. He also played in fucking 70s punk band The Next, who was fucking rad, and whose singles are still eluding me because they're pricey and hard to find. So somebody hook me up with some fucking Next records, yeah? Fucking Davy Jones and the Hickoids, hot shit. Fucking I Have Always Been Here before, man. What a jam. Shit rules. I also grabbed this one, man. Harry Chafin Ape Suit by the Hickoids, yeah? Check it out. You got Taco Land on the front there. I think Taco Land gets a mention in one of the tunes as well. First time I heard of Taco Land, I think was in a fucking Dead Milkmen song or something, when I was just a little weasel. Years before I ever made it to Texas. Anywho, this record is fucking really good too, man. Dig the fucking artwork, right? The likenesses are pretty fucking good. I don't know who the artist is, but he did a hell of a job. And this one definitely leans into the cowpunk side of shit, but still always with like a fucking, just a real fucking dirty, bluesy rock and roll heart to it, man. It's fucking good shit. They start off the album with the tune Fruit Fly, which is a super fun tune. I think an old Loco Gringo's B-side or some shit like that. Fucking great song. Cool Arrow, there's a fucking hilarious video for that out on the fucking internet. Look it up, find it, it's funny. And it's a hell of a tune. Anyway, 0 bad songs on this record. Good shit. Highly recommended. The fucking Hickoids. Live and on record. Hot shit. But that's not all, man. Those are the ones I bought. But that homie Tom brought me some extra shit too that was super fucking nice of him, man. And I'm pretty stoked on it. Big ups to Tom. Thanks, buddy. He gave me 4 CDs of some of his old fucking groups that he had before this. I felt bad. I only brought him 1 CD. I owe you 3 CDs. I got plenty more of my old shit too, man. I feel very spoiled. How kindly you treated me. It's only been a couple days since the show, so I've only fucking had a chance to listen through these quickly. We'll have to dig in more, but I can tell you, if the album says Tom's name on it, I recommend it. Fucking all hot shit, man. Check out these two. This is fucking rad, man. This is one I was actively searching for. That's fucking super cool. The Blood Drained Cows, man. A hell of a lineup, man. We got Greg Turner there in the middle from Angry Samoans, right? Fucking love the Angry Samoans. Then you got Tom and other guy. I don't remember other guy's name. Anyway, this one's from 1999. This one's from 2003, both on fucking Triple X Records. On this one, they had fucking Billy Miller to the mix, dude. From the Aliens from Cold Sun, Billy fucking Miller. And Greg Turner. And Tom. And Russell. Fucking killer shit. What a combo. What a fucking combo, man. And this band, Blood Drained Cows, man. With Greg singing, you can't help but catch an Angry Samoan flavor to it, you know? But it's kind of pushing more towards like a 60s garagey, nuggety kind of fucking vibe, which is fucking sweet. Good shit. Thank you. Then we got the Floors and Monkey Shines. These are both on Truth Records out of New Mexico, yeah? Likely from before he moved down to Texas. 1998, 1999. Both cool, garagey, grungy, punk rock shit. One of them was giving me a fucking slight Mud Honey feel at times. This one has the fucking tune, that's the theme song to his channel, Bun Cum Shinola, you know? So that was cool to hear the whole song of that. I was like, oh shit, I know that one. Anyway, all 4 of these are CD only. They didn't put out records of these ones, man. But that don't mean you shouldn't check them out. Cause you should. So huge thanks to Tom and the rest of the Hickoids, man. Good fucking times. Stroll back through Vegas one of these days, yeah. And that's it, finally, man. Fuck off. See you guys later. Cheers.